She was called Madam. She used to teach home science. Then now when I was brought back from the police station, she was there trying to monitor me and she could not run. So I told her, why are you here? I can just decide to run away now or I beat you up. And I go. So you think you're the one making me be in school.
Oh, God.
It was so weird of her coming to monitor what I'm doing, yet I could do anything to her and I ran away. So at least they could bring me a gentleman, I will understand. They are trying to say like she's the one monitoring me that I don't run out of school. So I would have beaten her up and run. Or I just ran and she will not even follow because she could not run anymore. She was kind of big size. And
okay, let's limit the description because you watch.
It's okay, yeah. So she could not anyway run. Okay, she was. I even asked them what is the diplomacy kind of life we have between South Sudan and Kenya. When I'm being addressed as Ayura, ati kichwa yenyu ngumu ya South Sudan is more kichwa yenyu like ati tuko na kichwa ngumu.
Is it a lie?
Tuko na hakuna mwenye ako na kichwa ngumu kwani ishaigonga na ikakosa kupasuka. Sasa yeye nini? Kila mtu ako na the same kichwa hivyo venye wana addressing ndio mbaya. Sisi ni Wakenya wote bana, tuko na the same kichwa. Na hakuna mwenye hata kasirika kama amekosewa. And I spoke in assembly, you know. The way I'm kind of talkative. So I spoke in parade because, you know, I could not understand one thing. Every corner in the dome, there was a prayer room and people would pray every night, but they were stealing a lot. Okay, I had a attempted marriage from one who came from the US, there was another one from Canada, there was another one from Australia. Okay, others in South Sudan.
If you are a Kenyan girl, ungekubali?
That's how I came to Kenya. Actually, the experience in Kitale made me not even take milk tea now, and I don't trust tea prepared by Kenyans.
Why?
Okay, the first time I came in South Sudan, we don't put water into milk. That we are in, you know, it just feel like we feel like our country has a responsibility over us or has an obligation to make us great. But as we have to understand that we have a role to play in developing our countries, be it by ideas or be it by being representing the country so well and all that. I came to Kenya in 2008. That was it was on a Sunday, on 14th of July, 2008. Back in South Sudan, I was, my family is a nomadic pastoralist, so they practice this movement from one place and they keep cattle. Mm-hmm. So I was staying with them there. So around 2008, I came with my auntie to Kenya. That was in Eldoret. Yes. The journey from, that was my first time actually to be in a vehicle.
How old were you by then?
Maybe around 10.
So since you were born until you were 10, you've never been into a vehicle?
Yeah, I've never been to a vehicle because we just used to move around on foot, yeah. So I was when we came here, I just used a lorry to come to Kenya. The word, it had empty crates of sodas. So it was kind of very, very bad experience.
So you traveled in a lorry?
Yeah, I traveled in a lorry.
From South Sudan to Eldoret?
To Kitale.
Okay.
And then we used a matatu from there.
Okay.
Yes. And then that's how I came to Kenya. Actually, the experience in Kitale made me not even take milk tea now. And I don't trust tea prepared by Kenyans.
Why?
Okay, the first time I came in South Sudan, we don't put water into milk.
Yeah.
So the first time I came, I was given milk tea, that had, to me, was like water.
So you people drink pure milk?
Pure milk, yeah. So it was a bad experience to date. Even when I was in high school, I never took milk tea. Even now, I don't, unless I prepare it myself.
Okay.
Yes.
So you stayed in Eldoret?
I stayed in Eldoret from 2008, actually, because now it was the third term and I have never been to school before. I had never been to school before. So I stayed, my brother joined, and I stayed for the period of the remaining period between. Okay, that was third term, so I couldn't join then. So I stayed until 2009 January when I joined
Okay.
class one. So I was older for nursery school, and I was taken there, but I didn't feel the way they were so small. So I just told them, if I'm not taken to class one, I'm not going to school. I'm going back to South Sudan. Yes, so they took me to class one, but I didn't even know how to write my own name. I didn't know ABCD, so I just started in class one. I could not communicate. Yeah, the teacher, Madam Tarus wrote my name for the first time, and the spelling I have now in my name is due to her. I didn't know how to write my name actually. Yeah.
You knew nothing
I knew
about
nothing
education.
about education. Yeah, and I had never dreamt of coming to school.
Is that what is happening in South Sudan, even up to now? That children of up to 10 years old know nothing about education.
Like, yeah, I have siblings that are still back in South Sudan. They're not yet to school. Yes.
How old are they?
Those are 14, 15. They're not going to school. Nomad is okay, they move from one place to another.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from your primary school, you went into class one, you didn't know how to write your name.
Yes, actually, I was number last.
You were made to repeat the class.
No, I never repeated any class. Actually, I skipped a class.
How did this happen?
When I was I joined standard one in 2009. So it was a struggle for me. So the first exam, I was the last in class. But now I really liked it. So I would wake up in the morning at around 4 a.m. and go to school just to sit even I wasn't reading. But there was this book called John and Mary. Okay, I really wanted to study and I really wanted to learn. So my teachers she was kind of so strict with me, and I now I would come home. When I'm home, people will teach me, my cousins will teach me and all that. So when I was in class one, I struggled a lot, even communication. And you see, in South Sudan, it's a matter of defending yourself.
Okay.
So if I remember there was an instant whereby another girl in our class poured me water at the tap. So I just said, okay. I never spoke then. I could not even argue. I didn't even know.
What about the language barrier?
Okay, the language barrier now, if you speak to me in Swahili, I'll just want to beat you up,
Which
Because I just
language
felt
do you
like
want us? Do you want them to speak to you?
I didn't want them to speak to me in any way because I know they don't know my mother tongue. So I wasn't expecting them to speak to me. But what I really wanted was they just keep away from me. And when they just come randomly and speak out, I just felt like they were abusing me, either in English or Kiswahili. But it didn't take me so long before I learned. Within 2 to 3 months, I was already conversant with at least Kiswahili and English a little bit, but I could not speak before people, and I could just communicate.
Which language were you speaking back in South Sudan?
In South Sudan, it's Dinka and a bit of Arabic.
Can you still speak that?
Dinka, yes, I can speak Dinka, but Arabic, no.
Oh, fluently?
Yes, Dinka fluently.
Can you try, like, how are you in Dinka?
Or you just say Loidi, and then you answer back at Chinkrach.
Okay, that passed me. I didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's now proceed in class one.
Okay, I'm in class one.
Yeah.
Okay, what I can remember very well in class one, some instances whereby I tried to beat up one of the ladies who poured me water at the tap.
Okay.
So I went outside and waited for her. I was sent back home to come with her parent. So now when I was going back home, there was a nearby church we used to pray in.
Yeah.
So I was so scared, and I was like, now I came to Kenya to study, but now I'm being sent back home. What are the chances of me going back to school and all that?
Yeah.
So I just said, God, let it be the last time I do such.
Also, you are those kids who will wait for others after school to beat them.
Yeah, I was one. I did it once, so I was sent home. So after I was sent home, I went to our church and I prayed, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to beat up anyone because I'll be sent home, and I really wanted to study. So that's one of the instances in school that I could remember made me I've never fought again in school.
Oh.
Yes. So I promised myself on that day that if even whatever happens, I'll never fight.
Who would you bring as the parent when you were told to bring your parent?
My aunt and my uncle's relatives were there.
They didn't throw tantrums that you were fighting in school, or they found
They
it
understand.
normal?
They understand that it must be someone really wronged me.
Oh,
Yeah. But you see now, that's one of the instances I remember back in class one. At the same time in class one, I moved from being positioned last to 23 out of 27 to 12, and then to position one, whereby in class one, whereby the school gave me a free meal for an award because considering the way I came and being number one in class one then, so it was a big improvement. So the school, I remember I was given some. I used to take ndengu with chapati. And it was something so special in school,
for free.
for free. Yeah, the school gave me for free,
Oh,
and I
that's
was
good.
given to be in charge of the. There is always, in those government school whereby you have a cupboard where they put books, exercise books, and the books for reading. Yeah. So I used to be in charge of them, and I used to also be in charge of those meals. Okay, there are other students identified to take the same meals.
So are there schools in South Sudan?
Yeah, there are schools, but I've never stepped in any school until recently at the University of Juba University.
Oh, okay. So at what age do children go to school?
They go to school at, I don't know anyway, I didn't know then, but now normally I assume they go at the age of 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but before I didn't know. But most of us go to school so late.
So is food keeping them in school, or what is done to keep them in school?
No, nothing is done to keep them in school, actually,
But
because
food.
most of them are eager to study. It's like a
Oh,
new
okay.
thing to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in class one, you get into school, you didn't know Swahili and English.
Mm.
Then in the same class, you become number one some time later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliance then. You moved from class one up to class 8 without any difficulty afterwards. Or...
Yes. Okay. I went to class 2. It was a public school, so I went to standard 2, whereby my mom suggested to take me to a private school because I had done well, but I didn't want to leave the teacher behind.
Oh.
But now you see the way the government teachers are swapped from one school to another, transferred.
Yeah.
So the teacher got transferred. So I remember that day I could not even do anything. I cried the whole day. I felt like I will not be good again as I am.
Oh.
So I felt like she was the one making me that good.
Oh, okay.
So I just say now, because she's not here anymore and I can't do anything, to go to the same school she is, because the school she was taken was a bit far. So I opted to go to a private school.
Oh.
Yes. And that private school is called, primary school was in Central Primary in Eldoret. Yes. And then afterwards I went to Eldo Baraka. It's a private school as well.
Okay.
So I went to standard 2 there. That term I was second last again. In private school, the way they are,
Things became different.
things became so different, whereby you get number classes 400.
Oh.
Okay, maybe 510 marks there. And number one is having 580. Others get 600 in class 2. So you're there now coming from government school. I know when I was number one in that school, I had 535 marks
Out of?
out of 600.
Okay.
Yeah, in that public school. But now when I went to the private school, I think I had something to do with roughly 500 and something, but I was number second last there or third last. Yes. But in class 2, I did well in the long run. I went to class 3. I remember my class teacher promising me, he used to teach us math. So he told me, if you get 100 in mathematics, you'll be given 100 Kenyan shillings.
So you got 100.
Yeah, okay, every test we did, he will give me 100. And then if it is a major exam, you're given 500.
So can we say that money and food kept you in school?
No, they're not keeping me in school. It was out of my hard work, and I was so devoted to be in school.
Okay.
So it was an award that I got. I was never there because of the motivations. What I'm just trying to say is like how I got motivated to be there. And out of the hard work I had, the teachers promised, and teachers gave me some tokens.
Okay, I understand.
I
So
got that, yeah.
how many marks did you score in your KCPE?
I got 402 marks,
Which year was that?
2015.
Oh, 402.
Yes.
Then you got a direct ticket to which high school?
I was called to Butere Girls,
Mm.
but I did not go. But you see, now I was supposed to do my KCP in 2016, but I skipped standard 4.
Oh,
In class 3, I was so good, and I had been position 1 all along. So I just went to the school administration and I told them I feel good for class 4. So I can manage the 2 classes.
You jumped class 4.
Yeah, I skipped class 4, went to class 5. But now the school I was, Eldo Baraka did not accept that.
Okay.
So I went to a new school, Alpha Junior, where I did my KCP, and I told them I'm in class 4. So I was given a test. Yeah, before, and this is called an interview. The one
the
you do.
interview,
The interview. So I was given English, and then the composition, mathematics, and then science. I got 217 out of 300.
117.
217.
Oh, okay.
And my brother got 270.
Oh.
Yes. He was in class 4, and I wanted now to skip. So I told him, I'm also in class 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I did the exams, I remember the decimal point when I have never seen them, But I was just saying, maybe this is typing error, whereby they put this dot here. So I added everything, I added everything. I didn't know that it was supposed to be added the way it is done normally. But I just say, maybe this is typing error, so I just added everything.
And the primary school teachers still believed that you are truly in class 4.
Yes, they did until I did my KCP. That's when they knew. Yeah, that's when they knew now, because Eldo Baraka came and claimed me to go back to the school.
Oh.
Yes.
Your former school came to reclaim you back again.
Yes, to go back to.
Why were they
Eldo
coming
Baraka.
back for you?
Because I was good for my class.
Oh.
Yes, I used to be the best. We had 3 streams, but I used to be the best in the 3 streams.
Oh, that's commendable.
And so when I went to class 5 now, I was okay. I've suffered being number last at points before I joined to be the best. So I became number last in class.
So every
5.
time
that day I did not go to school.
Okay.
Because everyone is parading in the assembly. So I told the teacher I'm sick. I did not go to school on that Friday, but I came on Monday. I promised. So I went and told my aunt. For Dinkas, it's so hard for a lady to just go and live by themselves. So taking me to a boarding school was kind of hard. So I went and told them the teachers have said, if you don't go to boarding school, you go back to class 4 for my auntie and my mom to accept for me to go to boarding school.
Okay.
So I went to boarding school, and I was taught in the evening. There was just a guy who spoke to me, and it's my good friend. He's in the US now, Daniel Den. He used to teach me English, others used social studies and all that. So by the end of class 5, I was position 3. And I remember that day, the girls in my class cried the whole time, and they don't even want to go home. Why had Monicah to defeat us and all that?
Okay.
Yeah, because they knew me as always the last there.
Okay, so you have a history of becoming number last every time you go to a new school.
Every time I go to a new school,
you become number last.
I become number last. Even maybe in law school, I'm number last kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but not in law school actually. We are not ranked. So that's how my high school was.
High school, primary.
Primary, yes.
Oh.
And in class 6, I became so good, but I've never defeated my brother, you see.
My brother. You are now classmates with your brother?
Yes, my younger brother, but I've never defeated him. We get the same marks in social in math, maybe 100 both of us.
Oh.
If it is so tough, we get 98 together. But now, if it comes to composition, he was so good, more than me. There was a time I got 60 out of 60 in English, but I got 29 in composition, and he got 35.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was a big range.
You even remember the particular marks?
Of course. Okay, I remember almost in my class. I remember because, it was an adventure for me. Every class was an adventure.
Okay.
Because
I can't remember some of my classmates in primary.
Okay, so
yeah,
I remember almost everything because I feel like it's privileged being in school back then, because my dad did not even want to leave me, and I remember it caused some issues in my family. My mom and my dad could not speak for some times because of me being brought to school. My mom brought me here, my dad did not want. So I felt like I owe my mom, because now she could not speak to my dad, and my dad felt like I will not be that good girl again, because they believe those who are in school are big-headed, kind of what.
Your people believe that those in school are tough-headed.
Those bad girls and bad boys.
So your parents never.
Okay, my dad never believed in my education until when some people will go back and report how good I was in school.
Oh.
Yes, that's when I believed in my studies.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I think we'll take a short break for now. Okay, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've learned about South Sudan, maybe a little bit of Tafakari Ababu. Back in our days, we didn't have lights for reading. We would use light from our grandfather's cigarette for reading and tap the smoke, use it to light fire the following day. So that was the African life. We are back with Monicah. So let's proceed. You were called to Butere Girls.
Yes.
Why didn't you go to Butere Girls?
Okay, remember then the high school, especially the national schools, were ranging from 70 to 80,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then. So and both of us did well. And my brother was called to Nakuru Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had come to seek to ask for admission in Kenya High because that was my dream school.
Mm-hmm.
So I was promised to go back there, and even my brother was to go to Alliance, but finances. The crisis in South Sudan started, the one that had started in 2013, there was a crisis, economical crisis, and my mom could not afford to pay for both of us. But you see now my brother was he had worked hard, he had 420, so he wanted to go to a national school, so I chose to let him go to a national school, and I went to an extra county school.
You allowed your brother to go to Alliance?
Not to Alliance, he went to Nakuru Boys.
Okay.
Yes.
Nakuru Boys is national?
Yes, a national
Okay. Then you chose to go to an extra county school?
Yeah, an extra county school.
Which one?
Dries Girls.
What?
Dries
Girls. Okay. I'm learning now. How was life in Dries Girls?
Life was good. And it was very cold, extremely cold. And it was nice.
Very cold?
Very cold, yeah.
Weather or the environment?
The environment actually. Okay, it was located in the forest in Abkoi.
It was pure girls' school?
It was pure girls' school, yeah.
I know you guys used to shower most of the time. If it were boys' school, you know what to do.
Yeah, we used to shower. Of course, you can't go to class without.
Okay. Now, the life was good?
Yeah, life was good. I remember there was an incident that happened. When I dream, my dreams comes to reality.
What did you dream of?
Okay, the instances I've dreamt and they came true was the incident in South Sudan about the war. So I dreamt like the South Sudanese were being killed by Kenyans. But now when the head teacher comes, they will stop killing us. So and then now, after 3 days, the fight in South Sudan started. Okay, when I was in class, I don't know which class, 7, I dreamt that our bishop, the High Bishop of South Sudan then, was taken to River Nile and killed. It repeated itself twice, and I went to our CU teacher, patron, and I told him that what happened, and he told me like there will be division of churches, which is still, it's kind of happening.
So yes,
there was a division of churches in Nakuru. And then again I dreamt of a house on fire. Okay, now in my class 8, we will wake up in the morning, 4 a.m, and then we do exams. And we do, we write composition. So that night, on Wednesday night, I dreamt that our house was on fire. And I came tried of a bad dream.
Did your house really catch fire?
Yes, it did. It did catch fire. And like, the living room, the room where my siblings used to sleep, the kids.
You was in Kenya or back in South Sudan?
In Kenya, in Eldoret. On that same Wednesday, at night, the house was burning. So I came to learn of it on Wednesday. Okay. Yes. So our house caught fire, and then I was told later on. That was an instant. And then another one was when I was in high school. I dreamt that our house got flooded, and it got flooded.
In Eldoret? In
Eldoret, the same. After shifting from that house that had burned, I went to another one, and that one flooded. So I became so worried, and I called my aunt, and she told me that the house got flooded, but everything is okay.
Okay. So just Just a question. You say you dreamt that Kenyans were killing South Sudanese.
Yes.
Here in Kenya or back in South Sudan?
In my school now.
Oh, okay.
In my school. So now when it happened back in South Sudan, the teacher told me that it was the scenario because it was tribal war between Nuer and Dinka.
Okay.
Yes. So and then now the bad incident. Another one incident was that almost killed me was when I dreamt back that I was in a scenario where I could not save myself and there was house on fire. That day I woke up so lazy and I went to the bathroom to take a shower. So the house caught fire, dropped off, and then on the ceiling, and then I was in the bathroom.
Oh.
So it locked itself until some people came to break the door.
So without the people you could be dead?
Yes, I could be dead because I was in the house and I was unable to do.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Yes, so what happened now, I went to some people and they told me, if you have such a dream, immediately you wake up, pray, and then you tell someone.
Okay.
So when I was in school, I dreamt that our school was attacked by Al-Shabaab. So I woke up, I used to sleep with my cousin next to me. So I prayed and I woke up and I told her. There was a time I had dreamt that our school received results that were upside down and they failed.
Have you ever dreamt of a good thing that came
Yes,
true?
they do, and they are. But you know, good things, they will not make that anything that much.
They will not make the dream interesting.
Yes, because even you know how people react to good news it's always like normal and it's always like something obvious, you know.
So unless you dream of a bad thing,
Yes.
they won't.
Yeah,
find
so I told my cousin that I dreamt that our school was attacked. You know, the whole school was chaotic.
Okay.
Until I was taken to a police station by the school. They asked me, why would you dream of Al-Shabaab alone and not any other people?
So your school arrested you for dreaming?
Yes, and then I was taken, and then the chief ward of the police station asked me, why did you dream of Al-Shabaab only? And I told him, so you ever dreamt? Yes. Did you ever ask what you want to dream? So why are you victimizing me for dreaming?
So the Kenyan police wanted to arrest you for dreaming?
I was taken to the police station actually because the CIDs came the next day to school. They came here from Nairobi. I don't even know. So it was a big issue until it reached to the school administration, and there was the CIDs came to school. So now I got angry, and why am I being victimized for a dream?
Okay.
So now I was called to the principal's office, and then those were asked me, do you know who we are? So I was so arrogant, so I told them, how will I know you? And it's my first time, of course. A normal human being will know that I don't know you.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
when I was in Form 1. So I told them I don't know you, so I was so arrogant to them. So they just left me and I was taken to the police station the next day to write a statement. So I went there, I was asked to write a statement. I told them I've dreamt of other big things and they do happen, and why are you victimizing me for this? Yes.
Okay.
So that was the scenario when I was there, but I was very tough. You know, I was prepared. They said mobilization was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I got so prepared. If anyone comes my way, I beat them. So I went to school really prepared to really fight, you know, because if a Form 4 or a Form 3 comes to me, I was ready to beat them up, you know.
Okay. Now, to our viewers, maybe to make things clear, you cannot be arrested for dreaming. That is not a criminal offense.
Because that's not a criminal offense, but that day I was victimized. You know?
It happened once to Monica. To the Kenya police, in case you're watching this, you cannot arrest people for dreaming.
Okay, the school took me there, or what I was called to write a statement. It was an arrest anyway because I was taken there, just walking. And okay, the school would so much monitor what I do and all that.
Okay.
Until I told one of there was a teacher, she was called Madam, she used to teach home science. Then now when I was brought back from the police station, she was there trying to monitor me and she could not run. So I told her, why are you here? I can just decide to run away now or I beat you up. And I go. So you think you're the one making me be in school.
Oh God.
It was so weird of her coming to monitor what I'm doing, yet I could do anything to her and I ran away. So at least they could bring me a gentleman, I will understand.
Wait a minute. You could beat your teacher and run away.
Of course, if it was, okay, they are trying to say like she's the one monitoring me that I don't run out of school. So I would have beaten her and run. Or I just ran and she will not even follow because she could not run anymore. She was kind of big side. And
okay, let's limit the description because Madam may watch.
it's okay, yeah. So she could not anyway run. Okay, she was. She could stand, of course.
Okay, she could not run. We are sorry in case Madam will watch this,
but she could not run. So that's the truth. You know, if you are like, okay, if you actually monitoring me, bring me a strong guy. At least who can manage me.
Okay.
So a criminal can't be monitored by a madam teacher actually. I could just run and find my way out and go. But I wasn't. I had not done anything anyway.
So how will you describe your life in high school?
My life in high school especially, okay, teachers respected me because if a Form 3 comes and want to disturb me, just put them off. Okay, there was a scenario. Okay, I was 2 days in school and then we went for midterms. And I spoke in assembly, you know. The way I'm kind of talkative. So I spoke in parade because, you know, I could not understand one thing. Every corner in the dome, there was a prayer room and people would pray every night, but they were stealing a lot. So I asked, they were stealing a lot, so...
You know, Monica.
Yes?
We have this guy in Kenya called Miguna. You guys, are you relatives?
Not really. You know this, okay, why I really wanted to... Okay, they told me a Form 1 will have a... We are not relative, of course, you know that, so I should not even concentrate on answering you on that.
Don't beat me.
Oh no, because I'm not violent.
Okay.
So what happened was, they said the closing prayers would come from a Form 1. So I raised my hand and I went there. And I asked them, it is kind of not good to speak after the principal have spoken, but I would like to say...
So you spoke after the principal?
Yes. So I told them, I don't understand why in every corner of the dome there will be prayers every evening at night, you know, every evening, of course, after classes, but people steal a lot. So I wanted to understand who are the ones stealing and who are the ones praying.
Oh.
Yes. And then, okay, I will not talk about her head girl. She was a beautiful one.
What's her name? At least she can watch.
She was called Wanjiro. She was called Wanjiro.
Okay.
She was so good in drama. That she was nice. So I remember I made a statement about her that she didn't kind of like, but let's leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was, okay, the teachers really respected me and the principal was my friend. Yes. Madam Magara, she was called like that, yes. But I had issues with call, so I had to move from that school. But I was respected, the teachers really liked me.
You went to another school?
Yes, I went to another school.
Did you become number last again? Or?
No, I was actually position 2 overall.
What was the name of the school?
Dries Girls, this one. Okay, I went to Anesta. Anesta.
We'll know about the name later.
Anesta in Nakuru.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, that school, I would just say, has really helped me a lot. And okay, Dries Girls, I was never a prefect. I was the only school that I had gone without being a prefect. Okay.
Now, if let's say, if someone sees you, they know definitely that you're not of a Kenyan origin.
Yes.
So, were you facing any intimidation in high school because of that? Or?
Okay. The question I was asked was when we were being vetted in for the head girl. So the teachers asked me, okay, I was so close to South Sudanese, whatever the case, I was very close with them.
So you're not the only South Sudanese in the school? I
wasn't the only South Sudanese. I've never been the only South Sudanese in school. So they asked me what I will do with my closeness with the South Sudanese students. Will I not be tribal and all that? So, but I just told them I better not be the head girl and I still be close to my South Sudanese.
Okay.
Yes, because we are very few of us. We are not more than 40. We are many, of course, 30 to around 40. So if I'm not close to them and I feel like I could help them, I better stop being the head girl and still keep being close to them.
Okay. What's the main reason for the immigration?
The main reason for?
Why they are South Sudanese, they have to come to study in Kenya?
Okay, one, it was because of war that happened in South Sudan. Most of the people came as early as 1998, 1994. Some were already in Kenya. Yes. So then I came to Kenya purposely for studies. Yes. Okay.
Now maybe if we are to get to the point of winding up, how did you get to the point of being admitted to law school?
Law school. I did well in high school, so that not that much. Yes. So I applied for admission and I got it. Wasn't any easy. It wasn't any hard anyway.
Okay.
It was just like any other normal process of applying. But you see now the South Sudan students cannot be admitted by the normal way of admission like you are admitted. Okay. So we have to apply individually for sub-sports.
Do you miss being in South Sudan?
I've been going there, so I don't miss it.
No, like let's say your life in Kenya.
My life in Kenya.
Do you ever wish that instead of being in Kenya, I should be in South Sudan?
I'm not wishing to be there because I'm destined to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for a purpose, which is just to study.
Then you'll go back?
I will go back, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, to inquire about something.
Mm-hmm.
We are told you are nomadic pastoralists back in South Sudan. Mm-hmm. At what age are girls married?
At the age of 15.
Did you ever face any challenge of attempted marriage, if I will use that term?
Yes. Several occasions.
Ukakataa?
Yes, I refused.
All of them?
All of them. Even when it comes now, I'll still refuse.
So you came from South Sudan when you were 10 years old. It means when you went back, you were told to marry someone.
No, okay, yeah. Men will always come, and they just say, I want that girl. Yeah. Okay, I had an attempted marriage from one who came from US, there was another one from Canada, there was another one from Australia. Okay, others in South Sudan.
If you are a Kenyan girl, ungekubali?
I don't know, maybe a Kenyan girl can answer that.
Okay.
But for me, no. I knew that, okay, what I felt was, the chance I have to study has to make other girls study. And when I get married before I complete my studies, it will not be any of achievement.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to, our parents, some of them don't believe in education, and which we don't blame them. But if a few girls are taken back to school and they do so well to the point of giving our parents a reason to take girls to school, it will be better. We can't just convince them by word that education is good and all this, but a few girls who have gone to school have to do extremely well to set a good example that other parents will be like, I want to take my girl to school to be like Monicah. Because we're not just being here for ourselves. I'm not studying for myself. I'm studying for other South Sudanese girls outside there so they can be given the chance, like I'm doing. When they use me as an example and they feel like there's nothing education can change you, like it makes you a better person, but doesn't make you any bad.
Okay, now one thing to inquire. Now, you are currently the international representative for University of Nairobi.
Yes.
International students representative. You're working for the University of Nairobi Students Association, right?
Yes.
How did you get to that point?
Okay, actually, I've been in school leadership.
Okay.
Like when I was in primary school, I was the class monitor all along. Okay. But in class 5, I was not. Okay, there are 2 classes in my life that I never became any leader. That was in class 5 in Form 1. In class 5, I was so much focusing on my studies because I wasn't good. So I wanted to catch up with the 2 classes, class 4 and class 5. So I never became any prefect anyway. And in Form 1, I joined school late when the prefect had already been chosen. So I was not. So but in primary school, from class 6 to class 8, I was the school head girl.
Oh.
Yes, and in back in high school, from Form 2 to Form 4, I was the school head girl. So, but when I came to the university, I felt like it was kind of a big position to ask for, remembering that we are very few individuals. Okay, I didn't know actually how it is like being in school politics at the university, but I never wanted at the same time to be in school politics. But now I'm so much re-energized, I really want to participate in the school politics because leadership is part of what I do and I enjoy because I offer services to other people when they entrust me. So I came to join this politics at the university because Melvin, our president now, she approached me, but I just told her I'm not interested in school politics. One, they will eat up my time, and once I'm kind of I'm very vocal, and it can cause me issues with the lecturers and all that.
Okay.
Yes. So, but she just said, okay, the first interaction we had with Melvin was on our orientation day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she knew me very well, and she knew of my capabilities, and she just convinced me that if you become a leader, you can really serve people, and you can advance your career, and you can always have other things to learn, you know.
So it was Melvin who convinced you to be a leader?
Yes. Melvin told me to join her team as the international student rep, which I did. Others called me from the law school and from other universities. Others even offered to, yes, I just say like we can, and I just told them my interest cannot be bought, you know.
Okay. They offered to pay you?
Some.
Okay.
But I just told them like my interest and my will cannot be bought, you know. I have decided to join her team, and if I'm not in her team, I will not join any other team. Yeah. So that is how I ended up being in Team Melvin, and we met here, we campaigned, we moved from one place to another. But now I'm really hoping to give service to the international students. I have my own plans for them as well, of which I can't do it by my own, and that's why I want to have a campus tour.
Okay.
All the faculties and all the 13 faculties we have at the University of Nairobi. So like Mombasa, maybe one of the weekends I can travel to Mombasa, other weekend I can travel to Kisumu, at least to just know what the international students and how then can we advance our interests, not just only being in school and getting education, but how can we work together to change our previous countries, our various countries that we are in. You know, it just feel like we feel like our country has a responsibility over us, or has an obligation to make us great. But as we have to understand that we have a role to play in developing our countries, be it by ideas or be it by representing the country so well and all that. Yeah, so that's why I have loved being in school politics, and I will always love to, as long as the constitution of the school allows me to.
Okay, now up to now, your life, do you believe that your parents are proud of you?
Of course, my parents are proud of me. My mom actually now, because I lost my dad in 2019 when I was doing KCP.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so my mom is always very proud of me, and my siblings, all of them, because they look up to me. I'm the eldest in the family to go to school, and you know the way I speak, like I spoke in our orientation day. There's this blessing, that God has given me. If I speak, people get to like me.
Okay.
So when I was in primary school, my school fees was reduced because it was higher, and I would speak, and I was the head girl. So when I felt like the school fees was so high for me, I didn't hope to go to another school, but I went to the school manager and I told her I don't want to go to the other school, but this school fees is so high for me. So could you please reduce it? So it was reduced for me and my brother.
Only the two of you?
Only the two of us.
Okay.
Yeah. At the same time, when we joined high school, things became so tough. When I was in Form 1, when I was in Form 1, I made a presentation at the church. I came to Nakuru for the first time to travel out of Eldoret, and I was called back for a conference, church conference. But I told them, I just came to Nakuru, I cannot go back. But I remember our pastor told me, if you don't come, I will not be happy with you. And who will ever love to be in conflict with the pastor? So I came back to Eldoret and I went for the conference. In that conference, I remember I wore a dress of 2017, but it was 2016. The dress was written 2017. Yeah, and then they got a lot of questions. People were asking me, and the one who is sponsoring me now, David Smith, I spoke among two gentlemen, and so were three. So I made a presentation, and then David just stood and said, I love the way she speaks.
That's how he came to sponsor you?
That's how he came to sponsor me.
Oh, who sponsored your traveling from South Sudan to Kenya?
Him. Oh, now, yeah, if I travel, if I go anywhere, you will always keep me.
No, like the initial movement for
The initial movement was my parents and my auntie.
Or they all agree that you should get out of that place
to come and study, yeah.
Okay, no, you're not a citizen of Kenya by birth.
Yeah, I'm not a citizen of Kenya by birth.
And you say after education you will be going back.
I'll be going back, so I'm not interested in the Kenyan citizenship.
Okay, now tell me, what is it about Kenya that baffles you? What is it about Kenya that annoys you?
What annoys me about Kenya? It's not something that annoys me. Okay, of course, human beings are very okay, this is so obvious that at a point you get disappointed and all that.
Yeah.
But I can't just say like it annoys me, because these are normal things. If I make a mistake, the police will be on my neck and all that, So I can't say like there's a big issue that I can say to the media that I don't like this about Kenya.
Okay.
I can just say like these are normal challenges like even other Kenyans faces. Yes, but there was one when I was coming from Kakuma. The police just victimized me for nothing. Yeah, I had the right documents. And now they were asking me to give them a COVID test, while the rest didn't have the COVID test.
And they were allowed to pass.
They were allowed to pass because, and then I just told them, as long as I understand, as long as you're traveling within Kenya, you should not have a COVID test. So they felt like I was now teaching them what, and they're like, young girl, you want to show us what is right and all that. But I just told them, you asked me, so shouldn't I speak?
So your interaction with the Kenyan police department has not been a good one.
Yeah, especially the one when I was coming from Kakuma. They took my passport. I had a visa, actually. It was valid. I had my student pass. I had my student ID. But now my student pass was, it was on wait, I was waiting for it. Now they was asking me to give them a COVID test, yet the whole entire people in the matatu never gave any. And they told me, okay, yeah, to give 200 Kenyan shillings. I just told them, it's better for me to pay another bus than to pay 200 Kenyan shillings, because I'm not on the wrong. So whether you ask me to give you kitu kidogo, of course, we are here supporting each other, I can give you. But on me to bribe you and I have no legal issue.
What's the difference between kitu kidogo and bribing?
It's just, okay, if you just ask me genuinely, like, I want tea, genuinely, you want me to help you, I will gladly. I told them when you had come to me and tell me, Monica, okay, I just want I want to buy me a soda, I will even give you 1,000, and the 200 Kenyan shillings you're asking me.
They wanted to bribe?
Yes, that was bribe, and that was, I remember there was a statement I made that, alright, I became so furious, and they told me, well, going to take back to the cell. And I told them the best thing is, you're my boss here, and you are someone of a higher rank than me, but there is a place that you're treated like a minor. So that's the good part of life.
Wait a minute. You told them there's a place they are treated like a minor?
Yeah, of course, in this life.
When you deep state?
I'm not a deep state.
Okay.
So I don't understand much what it is, but I'm not a deep state. I'm not one. Yeah, maybe you can.
Yeah, in Kenya, if a police officer asks for bribe, that's the best thing you can do in that situation, because
No, why would I do that? And I know I'm on the right. I had a valid passport with a visa extended first, and I had my student ID.
Okay.
They're asking me something that they have not asked the rest. So why should I give them? I'm not here just to bridge the issues and go. I was clean, so why would I justify myself by paying them?
Kenya police actually kwa manyoks.
Yeah, sometimes I remember telling them, you ask yourself where the Al-Shabaab are coming in, but they come in through the police by paying kitu kidogo. Yeah, that's how they come in.
We need to investigate that.
Yeah, so I was so furious, of which it is not good of me to talk to the policemen badly, but they really provoked me in as much as they should. Okay, they were telling me, no, I'm a policeman, and they're putting on uniform. So why would they tell me again that I know they're Kenyan police? I know they're on the road side. So that was the other part of it.
It's bad that your experience with the Kenya police is
okay, that was the bad thing. Okay, there was another time I was traveling again out of Kenya, and they asked me for my passport where they were not supposed even to ask me. Okay, passport is given at the border.
So, like, if you are asked to describe the Kenya police, you will say they arrest people for dreaming, they arrest people for failing to give bribes.
So I just told them, even that day I wrote something about the Kenya police. But I never posted it anyway, I never took it anywhere because they could follow me up. But I was furious. I'm told to explain something, and if I don't speak, I'm ignorant. When I'm told to tell them the reason as to why, and I tell them I'm being arrogant. So I really don't know how to deal with the Kenyan police. Should I keep quiet? I'm ignorant.
Hey.
If I speak, I'm arrogant. So I don't know how they want me to deal with them. But anyway, that's life. That's Africa.
Have you ever thought of the possibility of maybe giving them the 200 shillings to avoid?
No, I'm not. If they ask me, a goodwill I will do.
Okay.
But for bribe, well,
yeah.
I know I'm on the right, which I'm always on the right kinda. I will not.
You can't. Okay, now to wind up, what is your parting shot? What would you say to our viewers?
I don't really know what to tell you because we have different viewers. Yeah, so it just I've just like we've been speaking about my life and all that, and okay, sometimes people have to be on the right, you know.
Yeah.
And not just being on the right, doing the right thing to every person and being fair and being just, like the lawyers will say, and like the law will teach us.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't apply, but we have to apply the basic things we know. How you want me to relate to you, the same way you have to, how good you want me to treat you is the same way you should treat others. Don't use your position to intimidate people, you know, because now you're the Kenyan police, like for example, you don't just have to intimidate me, or not even being on the road. And the people who had no ID then, they had no document. But for me, I was outside there being locked out, and I had the right documents.
This thing really hurt you.
It hurts me, and I don't like it, and I have written something about that. Yes.
Post it.
I'll not post it, no. What if I'm arrested again? Now it is a crime, that's defamation. I've defamed them, although it is right, so I'm not. So,
but something inside you wants you to post it.
okay, I wanted to, but I even asked them, what is the diplomacy kind of life we have between South Sudan and Kenya? When I'm being addressed as Ayura, ati kichwa yenyu ngumu ya South Sudan is more than kichwa yenyu, like ati tuko na kichwa ngumu.
Is it a lie?
Tuko na hakuna mwenye ako na kichwa ngumu, kwani ishaigongwa na ikakosa kupasuka. Sasa yani nini? Kila mtu akona the same kichwa, hivyo venye na addressing ndio mbaya. Sisi ni Wakenya wote bana, tuko na the same kichwa, unaona? Hakuna mwenye hata kasirika kama amekosewa, si ndio? There is no one. Yeah.
Okay, now I think it's been a nice session. It's been a nice show. Thank you, Monicah, for accepting our invitation today. This has been a great day. We want you to subscribe to our channel. My name is Javan Silas. This is Massive TV, and this show is called The Tales of a Superwoman, with one and only Monicah Malith, right?
Yes.
Yeah, currently the international student representative for University of Nairobi. Congratulations for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you everyone. Thank you our viewers. Remember to subscribe and like our content. God bless you.